Assalamu alaikum everybody. How are you all doing? Just gonna wait because we have issues today on Facebook with the Facebook outage that was happening. So this may or may not go to plan today and we may have to postpone till tomorrow. So I'm just gonna wait and see if anyone is watching. If you are watching, can you please say Assalamu alaikum? And let me know, because like I said, we have had huge Facebook problems today with the outage, and so I'm not sure if this guaranteed to work or not. Inshallah it will, but it's not easy. Excuse me, my daughter is playing up a little bit. Anyway, how are you all doing? Let me know where you're from. Assalamu alaikum, Nabi. How are you doing, brother?
Hello, Nabi.
Say assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Ben. How are you doing? Hi.
Assalamu alaikum, Ben.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Tammy. How are you doing?
Hi, Sister Tammy. I miss you very much, and I know that you're actually... Are you in America?
No, she's in Cairo now, Layla.
Still in Egypt, aren't you?
Assalamu alaikum, Ben. Assalamu alaikum, Akbar, Hussein Sumara. How are you doing, brother?
Akbar. Sorry if I'm saying
Assalamu alaikum. Perhaps not shouting my ear, Layla.
I am, okay.
Okay,
my
Nabi.
name is Layla, if anybody of you are new, because I just want to tell you my name is Layla. My mom doesn't have another daughter. My dad is called Hani.
Okay, can I speak now?
That's Nicola.
Can I speak? Okay. So, Brother Nabi is asking what's the video. So, every Tuesday we are doing trending stories from our website, inshallah. And we discuss the trending stories of the previous week. So today we're discussing the top stories that happened last week, and they are featured in our newsletter, and we're going to drop you that link later on, not now. So I'm going to discuss a few stories that I liked from there, I picked, and we are going to discuss some nice things today, inshallah. How is it in India, Gujarat, Akbar? I know that you're from there. I remember, subhanallah. How are you doing? And assalamu alaikum, Nabi. She is, yes. She is very sweet, and alhamdulillah.
Who said that?
Assalamu alaikum, Ola Doja. How are you doing?
Ola Doja. I can't
From Lagos, Nigeria.
Ooh, I hope you're having a nice day in that country. I can't really say it, so I'm not saying it because I'm shy.
Right, I'm going to start, and Layla will be back in a minute, won't you? You're going to go and colour, aren't you?
Yeah, and when I finish colouring, I'm coming back to see what my mom is up to.
She will be, so don't worry.
Yeah, so don't worry.
So the first story that we're going to talk about today is a great hero in our Islamic history, and you will all have heard about him, and you will all admire him for sure, and he is Saladin. This actually is one of our top stories of the whole website across all time. It really does well every time we put this up, subhanallah, because of course he was a great man, subhanallah. So you can hear all about him, or you can read all about him. Sister Tammy will drop the link in the comments, inshallah, and I will discuss a little bit about him now. So you all know that he defeated the Crusaders and recaptured Jerusalem in 1187. He is one of our great Muslim heroes of the past. In 1099, Jerusalem had fallen to the first Crusaders, who slaughtered Christians, Muslims and Jews. No one was left in their wake, and they were very, very brutal. But in contrast, when Saladin recaptured Jerusalem in 1187, not one single person was slaughtered under him. No Christian, no Muslim, no Jew. He did not slaughter anyone because of his Islamic teachings. His noble act won him respect from his opponents and from the world at that time, and even till now. Many of us admire this man till now, alhamdulillah, and may Allah grant him paradise, inshallah, ameen. And even the king at the time was Richard the Lionheart in the UK, and at this time he was so he had so much respect for Saladin because of how he conducted, and despite the fact that Richard the Lionheart lost, he would never say anything bad against Saladin because of how he was treated and how Saladin dealt with the situation. Subhanallah. So Saladin's generosity and honor at this time, when negotiating the peace treaty that ended the crusade, won him lasting admiration and gratitude in the Christian world. And Muslims and Christians to this day both admire him because of his fantastic way of dealing with everything, subhanallah. So that is a wonderful figure in our history, and I'm just going to go now through the comments. So Tara is asking where I'm from. I'm originally from the UK, and well, yeah. What can I say now? And now I live in Canada, alhamdulillah. But I lived in Egypt for a long time, and we moved just recently, subhanallah. So I'm from the UK originally, sister. Jazakallah khair. Lance, my daughter, she is very sweet, yes.
Oh, hi. Hi, Lance.
And I think she thinks this is her show sometimes, subhanallah.
Hey, look at my bag that I color. Put it in front of you. Here it is. You like it, everybody? Tell us if you like it.
This is not one of those kinds. Salaam alaikum, Shamroz Khan from Belgium. How are you doing? Salaam alaikum, Ilyas. You're watching from Katsina State in Nigeria. Okay, that's very nice. Salaam alaikum, Sayyidul Amin. Where am I from? I'm from the UK originally, brother. How are you doing? Salam alaikum, brother Ahmed, you're from Nigeria, Kano State. How are you doing there? Salam alaikum, Madsen Thierry from Germany, mashallah. How is it in Germany right now? We have snow here, and yeah. I think it's trying to snow again, so probably we'll get much more snowfall in the next few days. Salam alaikum, Sabira China from Minnesota. How are you doing in the US there? Have you got snow? Or is it you know, have you still got snow there? Because I know Sister Tammy is originally from the US, and her daughters right now are also having the snowstorms up in New Hampshire. So how is it in Minnesota? Salam alaikum, Safi. Well, sister, you need to probably send an email to our counsellors regarding your issue, and I will try and drop you that link after I finish, inshallah, because I'm not a trained counsellor, so I cannot help you on that from that point of view. I mean, I can give you advice, but it's not from a trained professional, so you're better off to talk to them, inshallah. Nabi, no, she speaks only for a little bit, so she's not speaking the whole video. Salam alaikum, Khalid. Allowed people to leave with their riches and soldiers to escort them to safety. Yes, there is many good stories about him, and they are highlighted in this link that Sister Tammy has put in the link, so you can find out all that kind of thing. What he did, not just the fact that he defeated the Crusaders, and not just the fact that he dealt with it in a very nice way, but also you can find out other things that he did. There's some beautiful acts that actually he carried out. Salam alaikum, brother Abu Zamza. How are you doing, brother? I remember you from last time. Salam alaikum, Arif. Salam alaikum, Sliman. Salam alaikum, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, Sayyadu says. Okay, Abdullah Agbaji is watching from Belarus. MashaAllah, it must be cold there for sure. Salam alaikum. How cold is it there, brother? Can you say? I'm sure it's probably colder like it is here right now. Yes, I'll make dua for everyone at the end, Sayyidul, but may Allah protect you and give you everything that you're asking for, brother. Salam alaikum, Idris. You're watching from Nigeria, Lagos. How are you doing, brother? Salam alaikum.
I think it's cold there in Nigeria.
No, well, it might be. Salam alaikum, Mohammed Silla from Michigan, US. Are you getting snow there? We will give you the link, sister, afterwards. I will write it to you. Salam alaikum, Jonathan. Respect from an intellectual living in the USA, Indiana. How is it there, Jonathan? How are you doing? I hope you're doing very fine. And Slimani is from Morocco, and okay, I'll deal with that in a little while, Sliman. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. It's cold where Sabir is, and Tara is from Germany. Assalamu alaikum, Manina from how are you doing? Yes, it snowed today. Well, it's snowing here now as well. Assalamu alaikum, Ahsan. How are you? I'm fine. Jazakallah khair for asking. So let's go on to the next story, and this is phenomenal. This is a really brilliant story that came to our attention and did extremely well last week on our website, and that is a whole village in the Philippines actually converted to Islam. MashaAllah, Takbir, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, the whole of them. 215 people in total converted to Islam. So what happened was some Muslims cooperating with the UK-based Islamic Education and Research Academy has witnessed a miracle on November the 11th.
Like it, everybody?
And an entire village in the Philippines converted to Islam. The team were invited to a local mosque by a Muslim convert called Abu Bakr. And this was in the Bantayan Island in central Philippine province of Cebu. 250 attendees from a predominantly Christian background listened to a talk given by Abu Bakr and a gentleman called Isa Khan. Then 215 of them declared their shahada straight away. Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. So look what happens when you really give dawah in a very good way, and you know, and you really talk to people. Subhanallah, you can really change people's mind, and people accept Islam because they know the truth. Subhanallah. So that's an amazing story, and Sister Tammy will drop you that link in the comments so that you are able to follow up with that. But mashallah, 215 people after just one talk converted to Islam. That's amazing, subhanallah. So let me just go quickly back to the comments. Asan, you're from Pakistan. Mashallah, how is it doing there? Assalamu alaikum, Farouk. You're from Chicago. Is it cold? I know they say it's the windy city, if I'm not correct.
It's cold here, actually, and it's snowing. So I bet it's very cold, and the snow is very deep.
Yes. How is it in Chicago, brother?
Yeah.
Pass my regards to your cute kids. Well, I only have one till now. Make dua for us, inshallah. Yeah. Salam alaikum, Aziz. I see you on our group, Aziz. How are you doing? Subhanallah.
Hi, Aziz. Also, I'm going to get a cat from my friends. My mom met my friend's mom, so we're going to get a cat or a kitten from
Inshallah, inshallah. Yes, Sister Trudy, she does really believe this is her show.
Hi, Trudy.
Subhanallah.
I miss you.
Right, the next story. Do we have any male converts watching at the moment? Because this actually is about male converts in general. Although as a female convert, I can relate to some of it, not all. Alhamdulillah, we have different challenges. But if you are a male convert, maybe this rings true to you. And that is, we have a very nice story. Layla, we have a very nice story. Layla.
Sorry about this.
She just fell all over me.
Ow, that hurt me. I'm okay.
We have a very nice story regarding male converts. And the biggest challenge that they seem to face, actually, is they find it difficult to marry. Simply because the parents of a born Muslim, and I hate using labels, but I will in this story, they don't want them to marry their daughters. Now, the man who wrote this article, the brother who wrote this article, he doesn't believe that it is necessarily down to skin colour or not knowing Arabic very well, but he thinks that it's to do with the cultural differences, a fear of cultural differences, you know, which does happen when we marry different people from different culture. Of course, there are differences, but he feels that this is the biggest reason why Muslim convert brothers cannot marry or find it more difficult to marry. Now, things are getting better due to multicultural societies that are taking place in the West, especially, such as in Europe, in America, and so on. However, you know, people still see it as two different things. So when they see a white brother or a white sister, more often than not, they just associate this person with being either British or American or French or Belgium or whatever nationality they are. But, excuse me, please don't do that whilst Mummy's talking.
Not my tongue, at least.
No, it's not very nice, is it, when people can see you doing that? So, sorry everyone. Sorry. So basically, they see us as our nationalities only. They don't put together that we are Muslim as well. So they don't look at us as British Muslim or American Muslim or Belgian Muslim or whatever. They just see us as our nationality. And this can be a little bit of a problem, I'm sure, along with many other challenges that we face. Now, I don't know how many of you are watching, but in my opinion, if you meet a Muslim convert, especially if you're a sister and you feel that, you know, you've met a brother who's a convert, you have to put in your mind that, you know, you can help this brother in his deen. You can really get rewarded for that. And it's not always that bad. You don't have to give up your culture just because you are married to somebody from a different culture. You just have to learn to compromise. Now, for the sisters, it's a bit of a different case because we often find that many born Muslim men, and again, I hate using these terms, but bear with me for this. Many born Muslim men are looking for converts to marry. Now, that's all well and good as long as your intentions are pure and good, because there are a lot of born Muslim sisters out there who are needing to marry and equally as pious and equally as good and will make very good wives. It's not just because a convert is new to Islam or whatever that immediately she should or he should be married off, especially in a woman's case. On the contrary, they need to get to know their religion very well and they need to understand it before marriage. And often people say don't marry straight away, actually, after reverting to Islam, because it's important to learn about the deen. If you are looking to marry out of pure intention to marry and not to corrupt this person's mind or to, you know, as some brothers do, unfortunately, try and get the visa to go over there, then, of course, if she's willing to marry you, then that's fine, all well is good. But you have to understand, he or she, if they are converts, they come with their culture. And that should never be changed. We don't need to change our culture to be a Muslim, and this is a big misconception. What we need, obviously, is to get rid of the bad parts of our culture, but keep the good parts of our culture from both sides. And we need to help each other when we get married along the path, because marriage is difficult enough. with two people in the same culture, let alone two people from different cultures. There will be different clashes and there will be different problems, but you need to learn to compromise on that. So if sisters, you know of a good Muslim brother who's a convert and you feel that he's going to be good enough for you to marry, don't hesitate, take that step, because you can help him with his deen and you can really be happy. I'm married now 12 years to an Egyptian man, and alhamdulillah, we are happy. Of course, we have our problems.
Like I told you, his name is Hani.
In the beginning, we had difficulties like any marriage, but you work through them and you learn to accept each other's culture and you learn to accept the good and bad of that. You learn to get rid of the bad, you learn to keep the good, and so on. Never once has my husband put me in the spot of giving up my culture entirely. I mean, there are clashes on certain things, don't get me wrong, but he's never expected me to become Egyptian or, because a Muslim is global. You don't need to be Arab, or you don't need to be from a certain place to be a Muslim. What you need is just to be having a good character, and you need to practice the faith and the steps into the deen, and that's all. You don't need to be from a specific area. You don't need to be fluent in Arabic, nothing like that whatsoever. But what you do need to do is know your deen, know what your rights are in Islam as a husband or as a wife, and of course, in the end, you go along as a Muslim practicing Islam. It shouldn't be as a British Muslim, as a British born white person. No. And it shouldn't also be that you get all the cultural aspects that we find given in a lot of situations, like in different countries, people who are born Muslims, they have a lot of the culture engraved into them and sometimes gets mixed up with Islam. As converts, we are learning it from the purest sense, because we are researching the religion and we get to know it from the purest sense without any culture. It is when we meet Muslims who are born that sometimes we can then start to get the culture mixed up with the Islam because of how they were raised. So this is why I'm telling you, you have to have a very good intention when you are going to marry somebody from a different culture, because or a convert, simply because you are going to teach this person about Islam, and the responsibility on you to teach them well will be very big. And if you are misguiding them in any way, shape or form, you will be asked. So you have to have the purest of intentions, inshallah. So I hope that kind of people understand a little bit more when I talk about that, because it is a big problem for women and brothers. But inshallah, sisters, if you do know of a convert brother and you do feel that he's a good candidate to marry somebody who you know, then encourage it. We are not a special breed, so to speak. We just need, obviously, help a lot of time. But it shouldn't be an issue if the brother is good and he has his religion and he's trying to be a good Muslim. This should all this should all be what matters, and the same vice versa of a sister. Of course, if a Muslim brother is wanting to marry a convert female, then it's the same. Of course, then you have to marry like you would normally marry. If you're marrying a born Muslim, you need to look for the same characteristics in that person. But bear in mind that if you're going to go and marry a convert, you will have to teach them a lot about their deen and answer lots of awkward questions and difficult questions, and you may not have the answers, but you need to be able to be prepared to go and research. You can't fob us off very easily, unfortunately, with maybe one thing or another, but you've got to prepare to do all that, as well as accept that we are from different cultures. But it's all good. This is how we spread the Islam in the end, right? You spread it through dawah and so on. But inshallah, if you do want to marry convert, please do it with the right intention, not just because you want a white convert wife or a white convert man. It has to be for the right intention, inshallah. So Ayman says, I agree with you. Well, we're not matchmaking, so we can't really do all that. You might be able to find somebody who you're looking for. There are several good matchmaking sites on the internet that you can maybe look up for marriage, but we don't do that kind of thing on About Islam. So let's move on to the next article, which is a very common question asked. And this again is one of our top questions that whenever we put it up, it does so well on our website. And basically, Jenna wrote to us to ask if we can move the forefinger during tashahhud. If I said that right, tashahhud. So, you know, when you are praying and you are doing the final part and you point your finger, some people are moving it, some people keep it, some people move it to certain parts. What is the correct way to do it is basically what she's asking. Now, I'm not a scholar, so please don't ask me any question about this because I can't answer. However, Sister Tammy is going to put you the link. And what I'm reading is from a scholar, not from me. I'm not a scholar. I'm not qualified enough to tell you about whether you should do this. But this comes from a scholar from our link. And Sister Tammy will put you the link in so you can check the whole thing. Because I'm not going to read you the whole thing. So the Sunnah states, actually, to point with the forefinger during that last part of the prayer and move it during the tashahhud because it's sunnah and it's reported by Muslim that Abdullah ibn Umar said when the Prophet ﷺ sat during the prayer, he would place his right hand on his right thigh and clench his fist, all his fingers, and point with the finger next to the thumb, and he would leave his left hand resting on his left thigh. So in other words, your right finger should be like this, pointing when you're in that last part of the prayer. But when you make the dua during that last part, this is when you should move your finger. So in other words, the hadith indicates two things. Point your finger throughout the entire tashahhud. So through that whole part, you will just point your finger and you move it when making dua. So when you're making the dua part of the tashahhud, that's when you move it. The rest of the time, it should be still. So you can check from the link what Sister Tammy's put, and you will be able to read the rest of it, read the rest of the hadiths that is in that link, because it's very important. It's backed up by many references, subhanallah, so please check that out. Now, that's the four things I want to talk about, but I do want to draw your attention to our Telegram group. Now, many of you ask us, do you have WhatsApp? But because I know lots of you like to join WhatsApp groups, but we don't have WhatsApp, but we do have Telegram, and Telegram is similar to WhatsApp. So if you don't always like to be on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, but you still want to know some of our top stories of the day, then you can subscribe to our Telegram channel, where you will get at least 3 top stories from our website on a daily basis, inshallah. And Sister Tammy will drop you that link in the comments, inshallah. And the other thing I want to bring your attention to is the Facebook group that we have, and it's mainly to help new Muslims with their faith, but everyone is invited. So if you are a new Muslim, or you're not a new Muslim, or you've been Muslim since you were born, or you were Muslim for 10 years or whatever, you can go over to our Facebook group, and Sister Tammy will also put that in the link for you as well. It's called About Islam 101, and there we are we drop all kinds of articles, quotes, posts, questions, comments, to help Muslims. So if you're not a Muslim but you're interested in Islam, not necessarily to convert, but you just want to know more, you can also join, and inshallah it's a very interactive, happy group, alhamdulillah. So that's it from me today. I just want to make dua. So I'm asking Allah to protect all our brothers and sisters who are suffering oppression right now, no matter where they are, and may Allah grant them patience during this difficult time. May Allah grant the ones who excuse me, may Allah grant the ones who have sadly died during this oppression Jannah, inshallah. May Allah make all the Muslims who are sick better, granting them shifa, and grant them a long life, inshallah. And may Allah bless all of our dear brothers and sisters who are following us regular on our social media page, as well as our main website, inshallah. May Allah bless all of you, ameen. And that's all for me this week, and I shall see you all very soon, and have a very blessed week.
Bye. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.